Hello there. My name is Jerome Joseph, and I'm the New York Executive Director of American Needs You. I was also a 2013 and 2015 New Jersey mentor coach, and most proudly, I'm a first generation college student. I wanted to say thank you all for taking time out of your day to agree to volunteer with our fellows. Today, we're going to cover who American Needs You is as an organization, the program, our outcomes, and our volunteer opportunities. To close out, I'm going to give you all some of my own tips for working with our fellows as a volunteer. Who are we? American Needs You is an organization that's dedicated to fighting for the economic mobility of first generation college students. We define first generation college students as students where neither one of their parents have bachelor's degrees. We do this through our Fellows Program. It's a 2-year intensive career development program that serves that population. Why first generation college students? Today in our country, there are over 4.5 million low income first generation students enrolled in college. However, only 11% of them will graduate from college in 6 years. So as a teacher, former teacher, this really strikes me because I used to have 30 students in my room. So if I apply this 11% number, that means that only about 3 out of my 30 students will graduate from college in 6 years. And I don't know about you, but that's just not good enough. So I'm proud to work for an organization that's dedicated to fighting against that number right there. As I mentioned before, our program is for 2 years, and our students are committed to attending 28 Saturday workshops over the course of 2 years. Each one of our students is paired with a one-on-one mentor coach, who is a volunteer just like you. Don't look around. Yes, you. Our fellows and mentor coaches complete over 200 hours of work together. Our students have access to large networks. There are over 1,000 folks that participate in the program across New York, New Jersey, LA, and Chicago. And finally, we want to make sure we're providing holistic support and supporting our fellows as full people. As I mentioned, each one of our fellows is paired one-on-one with a mentor coach, and they're participating in these Saturday workshops over the course of 2 years. And our topics include resume writing, interviewing, networking, elevator pitches, unwritten rules of the workplace. It is amazing. However, the thing that really gives our workshops that special, that little secret sauce, are you, the volunteers, your experience. Your experience makes the time that our fellows spend in workshops so rich. Your perspectives are completely invaluable. So we're so glad to have you. As a note, I want to let you all know that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, all of our volunteer opportunities will be happening virtually through January 2022. And what are those volunteer opportunities, you may ask? No worries, I'm going to let you know what they are. First and foremost are our mentor coaches. Those are the people who commit to working with one fellow over the course of 2 years of our program. You play an instrumental role in that fellow's personal and professional development. And having been a mentor coach myself, I can say it's one of the most meaningful experiences that I've ever had in my life. You can also join us as a Saturday career coach and work with our students, engage in the content, share in our breakout sessions and whole group. And this can be one time or recurring, completely up to you. But listen, 8 years ago, back in 2013, I came as a career coach and I never stopped coming. So that just tells you how great our workshops are. You can also join us as a career roundtable career coach. And during this time, you'll engage in a national professional development discussion with a small group of fellows and share your experience as it's relevant to that month's topic. And finally, we have informational interview hosts. We have informational interviews for our students twice a year, and you're able to work one-on-one or 1-to-2 with fellows as they explore new industries and career paths and build and expand their networks. Now, here are some of my tips for working with our fellows. Number one, and probably the most important, is to be yourself. Be authentic. Our fellows know when you're not, okay? So I want you to be exactly who you are when you're working with them. Number two, give direct feedback. Feedback is a gift. And our fellows need that in order to help improve. So we subscribe to the sandwich method: a positive piece of feedback, followed by a constructive piece of feedback, followed by a positive piece of feedback. Next up, rely on your most valuable tool, which is your experience. Like I said, our workshops are so rich because of the experience that our volunteers have, because you all come from so many different industries. That experience is exactly what our fellows need, because you all have already walked the path that our fellows are on right now. And finally, practice empathy. Think about how you're speaking to our fellows, think about how you're giving feedback, and think about how you yourself would want to do that, and show and provide that care for them in the same way. Now I want to share some of our outcomes. Over the course of the past 10 years of our program, over 90% of our fellows have secured internships. Over 90% of our fellows have graduated from a 4-year institution within 6 years. And remember earlier, that number I stated was 11% of first-generation college students get degrees in 6 years. 90% of our students do. And nearly 90% of our fellow alums have either started a full-time job or enrolled in graduate school within full-time within 6 months of graduating from college. These outcomes they warm my heart. They're so powerful, and they wouldn't be possible without volunteers. Volunteers are the lifeblood of America Needs You, and they make the work that we do with our fellows possible. So I want to say thank you to each of you for giving your time today. You can show how you value people by how you spend your time. And time is a valuable commodity that we can never get back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And so by spending time with our fellows today, you're showing how much they mean to you. And so from me, from my fellows, from the entire ANY community, I wanted to say thank you. And we're going to close with some words from our fellows so you can hear directly from them about how they feel about the program. Thank you, and peace out, family.
Hi, my name is Brandy Valdez. I was an America Needs You Fellow, and I'm a first-generation college graduate.
My name is Danny, and I am a first-generation college student, and I was an ANY Fellow.
My name is Francisco, and I am an America Needs You Fellow, and I am a senior at UIC and will be joining PepsiCo full-time.
My name is Zacchaeus Hurt. I am an America Needs You Fellow. I'm also a senior at Dominican University.
When I think about ANY, I think about support.
Family.
ANY really helped me gain a broader perspective of the opportunities that are available out there for us.
Opportunity.
I think about growth.
Community.
Was working 3 part-time jobs, and we were facing that challenge of, family debt. And it wasn't until that time where I was able to see, hey, by having an education or working towards an education, I was able to better provide for my family.
I am the 3rd child out of 4. I grew up in a single parent household. And so there was never an experience where I could kind of learn from my older sister's, mistakes. I was the one who had to make those mistakes, and then I was the one teaching my older sister. I didn't have that guidance within my family, so I had to look outside at programs like America Needs You.
The first day, it was kind of just like, wow, oh my goodness, everything is gonna change. I was feeling very optimistic.
I feel like I made so many friends in the program.
One of my most memorable moments has to be when I was matched with my mentor, Hamza Obeid. Me and my mentor came from immigrant families with financial instability, so we were able to connect right away.
So my mentor coach was Melissa Epstein. She worked at Brunswick Communications, and she was amazing.
She helped calm my worries from the very beginning, and then she was able to give me a lot of opportunities. So she told me about the Women in Technology New York initiative that I was involved in.
We are definitely best friends, and we share everything together. He's always there to offer me support.
It was really beneficial to me, and I'm really happy with what I'm doing now.
Victor, he's like my big brother, and he was like that from the first day we met.
He does a great job into making sure that I know what I have to get done, and it's not just something that I could slide away. It's which is something that I really appreciate from him.
We really took the time to get to know one another in the beginning. And then once we kind of established that relationship is when we said, okay, now let's get to work and focus on career goals and, you know, how do we further your advancement?
I was able to save up a good amount of money to decrease that amount of debt significantly. So that really led me to believe in myself and say, hey, you know what? An education is important.
And by the time we were graduating, it's like I'm looking at so many different people who have been on all of their individual journeys, but I'm also looking at people who I've grown to care very much about.
There's just like so many different moments over the past 2 years that will stay with me like forever.
America Needs You is an amazing organization.
The most impactful thing are the people you encounter.
The staff has been very helpful.
The stories you are able to listen to and both tell.
And the mentor coaches, but especially the staff.
Because you're in such a unique place and position, something magical happens.
My biggest takeaway from ANY was my potential.
And I still can't really believe that I'm about to graduate. I'm gonna be an adult. I mean, I am an adult, but like a real adult.